Something's not right at this grave. The dog sits there, day and night. He doesn't eat. He doesn't drink. Workers try to take him away 3 times. Each time he comes back. But here's where it gets interesting. The dog isn't just sitting there. He's digging, over and over, at the same spot. What was hidden beneath this grave, no one expected. It was an ordinary morning at the city cemetery when workers first noticed the dog. A medium-sized mixed breed, dirty and emaciated. He lay directly on a fresh grave. His gaze was empty, his eyes full of sorrow. The cemetery workers initially thought he would leave on his own, but the dog stayed, hour after hour, day after day. He barely moved. Only his chest rose and fell slowly. On the second day, workers tried to lure him away. They brought water. They brought food. But the dog didn't touch anything. He just looked at them briefly and laid his head back on the ground. It was as if he was waiting for something or someone. The workers grew uneasy. Was this the deceased's dog? Was he mourning his owner? They'd heard such stories before. Dogs that stay at graves for days. But this dog seemed different, more desperate, more restless. On the third day, they called animal control. 2 men came with a transport box. They approached carefully. The dog didn't growl. He didn't resist. They carried him away. But just a few hours later, he was back. On the same grave. In the same position. The workers were baffled. How had he returned? And why this grave specifically? One of the men checked the records. The deceased had been an elderly man. No family, no pets listed. Nothing indicated a connection to this dog. Then, on the 4th day, something strange happened. The dog began to dig. With his paws, he scraped at the earth, desperately, obsessively, as if searching for something. His paws were already bleeding, but he wouldn't stop. The workers grew nervous. Was there something under the earth? Something that shouldn't be there? One of the men called the police. 2 officers came. They watched the dog. His behavior was unusual, too purposeful, too desperate. And then they made a decision. They would open the grave. With shovels, they began to dig carefully. The dog stayed by their side. He barked. He whimpered. He kept looking into the hole. His eyes pleaded, "Faster! Please, faster!" The men dug deeper. Sweat ran down their faces. The tension was unbearable. What would they find? And then they heard it. A faint whimper. Weak, but unmistakable. The men froze. That wasn't a dog. That was something else. They dug faster, deeper, and suddenly they saw it. A small puppy, trapped between earth and coffin, trembling, half-starved, but alive. The dog, the mother, had not given up on her baby. She had known it was down there. The puppy had probably fallen into the open grave during the funeral. And when the earth was filled in, he was buried. For 4 days. Without food, without water. But the mother had not given up. The workers carefully pulled the puppy out. The mother immediately licked his face. She whimpered with joy. Tears ran down the men's faces. Even the police officers had to swallow hard. The puppy was immediately taken to the vet. He was dehydrated and hypothermic, but he would survive. And the mother? She never left his side. Not for a second. The story spread quickly through the city. A family heard about it. They had recently lost their own dog, and they decided these 2 dogs should have a new home, together. Today, mother and puppy live in a warm house, with a large garden, and a family that loves them. The puppy is now big and healthy. And the mother? She never takes her eyes off him. This mother's loyalty saved a life, and reminded us all, love never gives up. Please don't forget to like the video, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel.